today is part 2 of the supercharger in the 318 project. We're filming the second video with my phone, which already I can tell is way better quality than that old camera, so hopefully this one will turn out a little better. So far I've got this brake master cylinder reservoir here, which is a little more out of the way, but I've ordered like 2 meters of this really expensive line. I'm going to be routing it over here when that comes in, probably, I don't know, Thursday or something. So right now though, my project is I got a bunch of hose from a buddy, and I'm going to be cutting it up with joiners and all that jazz to kind of make it just hug the firewall here. And then that part will be done. Trying to keep that bypass valve. It's good to not have your coolant running through the heater core at all times, and it's just better. And when your heater's off, it doesn't kind of warm up the cabin, and it's probably safer too, just in case the thing starts leaking. So I'll get to that and we'll see what happens. Alright, so I was working on these heater lines, and it looks like I found in the random hose box, I found this awesome little loop-de-doo that keeps it real tight to the firewall here. And then I'll be putting in this piece, which will have that line that goes to the bypass valve, and then the line that goes back into the thermostat reroute little deal though there. I got a little sidetracked though, and relocated this power wire here for the fuse box. It was hanging all down and under, and I rerouted it up and over the thing here, and I zip tied it, and then had to unbolt it from that power distribution block. But I think that'll look a lot better with that cover back on there. It's a lot cleaner looking. Alright, so this got finished up. It's kind of interesting. It loops up like that and then swoops down, and there's some stuff where it's kind of touching in here. And I think what I'm going to do is take this, which is for a fuel pump, put it on the fuel pump, and I used my old whatever this is, little pad when I installed my Walbro. So this is kind of left over, and I'm going to use it to protect that line where it's touching. I think maybe just some added precautions is good. Alright, I think I got this finished up. I don't really love how some of the stuff's kind of touching, like down here, they're touching. I don't know if that'll be alright, but I think I'm going to leave it. I got a little zip tie and this pad kind of holding it back. Hopefully the heat doesn't mess with these wires here. This is kind of just trial and error sort of thing. So I don't know if you guys have had a lot of issues with something like that before, then I'll take that into consideration and probably switch it. But for now I'm thinking this is alright. So it'll definitely clear. It's pretty flush here, so that's nice. I like that. Alright, so I went back and cut up the old radiator hose, zip tied it over that because it's lightly touching some stuff, and I just wanted to protect it. I guess if there's a coolant leak, then I'll know where it is, but I think it seems pretty, I don't know, pretty safe. I think it's not gonna leak, but you never know, I guess. Couple more things. I got to order some special spacers now for the power steering pump to pump it back, and I ordered about like 2 meters of this brake line here, so I can relocate that to over here and kind of back, a little sleeker and better. And then that should be about it for the installing it, really. I'll have to figure out the tensioner once it's already on there. So alright guys, that about wraps it up. Things are looking good. It's going to be kind of difficult here because we're going to have a plate and some intake piping. It'll probably have to do a quick turn here and hug this supercharger, and then this can just kind of wrap around. You can relocate this around, can work with that. This is already kind of a custom bracket on there. I'll be moving this a little bit, but I mean it's in a good spot. Heater core hoses, perfect. So what's left is moving the power steering pump over, and then making a tensioner, probably off of maybe that bracket there. It'll come out and push down on the belt, or pull up on it, I guess. The spring-loaded deal. Probably just get like a universal deal and have to cut and weld and so on. The FMU is in a good spot. You can see right there it's shining on the light. And then I'll be using the factory little bracket. Here it is. And that should hold up this supercharger right on this bolt here. I'll just have to grind this down a little bit because it's a little bit too big. And it should push up on the supercharger and hold this like black box with all the wiring in it. It goes onto this bolt. So, I mean, it's looking good. Everything's fitting. So, stick around and subscribe.